Hey y'all, grab your blunts, grab your bongs, grab your weed, cause you're watching High Times with Brook.
This money be coming in large amount. I just got some racks on my bank account. I just got some head from a thirsty bitch. I'm talking to, they gon' search the way.
Welcome back, y'all. I hope you're having a good week whenever you're watching this, whether it's Sunday when we drop, later in the week. I hope you're having a good week, and I hope even if it's the upcoming week that you have a great upcoming week. Um, Like I said, welcome back. I hope everybody's doing good. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I'm about to just hop into a quick story. So last week I told y'all that I had went to the doctor, right? So I'm not like a vaccine type of person, right? But I don't know. For some odd reason, like I was like, I don't know. I used to get vaccines when I was a kid. I feel like I don't know. Let me just get a quick little vaccine, right? So boom, it was for like pneumonia. And I'm just gonna be frank with y'all. It's because I've caught pneumonia like twice within the past few years. Like, and pneumonia ain't no hoe. Like, oh my god, like pneumonia is like damn near like close to death if you ask me. So she offered the shot. I'm like, fuck it. If it helps me not get it, I'm gonna just get it. Let me tell y'all, that will probably be the last vaccine I will ever get in my lifetime. So when I was getting the vaccine, it hurt. Like I'm like, damn, but me, cause I've been to like medical assistant school and stuff like that, so I know what it's like to like give blood, draw blood, and you give blood too, like So when she gave it to me, I'm like, okay, maybe she's just a little bit rough or something like that, but it hurt. So, boom, the doctor had told me like, oh, you may feel a little bit weak or not feel good, but that shouldn't last. It's always some disclosure like you might have these side effects that then. So boom, I'm like, oh yeah, of course, because I've gotten like flu shots, and the flu shots was like, you might have like a little like fake code for a second, just because, of course, everybody knows when you get the vaccine, you're getting like the sickness injected into you, so your body knows how to fight it. So, boom, I get it or whatever. I feel like I started feeling weak as shit, like as the day just went on. And my arm just started hurting more and more. Like, oh my God. Like, if you would have punched me in my arm, I would have cried. So, boom, it's, I get off of work later in that day. I'm off of work. I'm like, driving home, like, oh, I gotta get home. I'm tired. Like, I'm beyond tired. And I think that day I had to pick my daughter up from cheer practice, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, this is one of them days where I just needed to go straight home. So, boom, I ended up picking her up from cheer practice. I was cool. I get home. I go to sleep early as shit because, boom, I'm tired. I think I cooked and everything. I didn't even eat dinner. I fried chicken and everything just because, I'm a mother. I have to do it. So I made dinner and everything. Did not eat dinner, no nothing. I just literally made dinner and went to bed. And when I woke up the next morning, I wasn't sick, like, and sneezing and different things like that. I was just weak. Like, I couldn't move my body. My back hurt. My body was weak, and my arm was just out of this world hurting. Like, I couldn't move it. I couldn't lay on it. it was hurting just as bad as it was hurt, like to the point where I'm about to ice my arm or something. So this is like the next day. So then the next day comes. Here comes the next day. I wake up in the morning, I'm still a little bit tired, but I got a birthday party to go to that day. So, I'm like, all right, I gotta shake this. My arm it's swollen, it's tender, and you can like I can like feel my arm and feel where the mark or the shot was. And I was just like, bro, feel it. And motherfuckers was like, I don't need to feel it. I can see it. And it's like, bro, no. I'm saying all this to say, y'all, I'm against vaccines. I am officially somebody who's against vaccines because I, for real, used to feel bad that I didn't get the COVID shot. Because I'm like, or like, because I didn't make my kid get the COVID shot. Because I'm like, damn, COVID was just killing people. Like, hell no. Like, I can't believe I'm, not taking that extra precaution. But oh my gosh, y'all, I done dropped my stuff. Okay, I think I'm cool. I'm like, damn, why did I not take that extra precaution for, me, for my kid, just for that. But I don't know, something just, recently with the world and, being able to be an adult and take the outlook on the world, I'm just like, nah. And this shot was my awakening that I am 100% right in anything that I do. Like, of course, my kid gonna be up to date for like their shots for school or whatever the case may be. But all that extra shit motherfuckers be trying to get, them flu shots and all of that, no thank you. No thank you. I can't believe the effect that shit just had on my body. Like, and this is like no exaggeration. I didn't want to talk. I just literally just wanted to lay there. I was literally just weak and outdone by a fucking shot. Like, I don't like that. So that's my quick little announcement to the world. I am not for vaccines. Um, I don't like it. I don't like it. And if one day I become famous and something miraculously happens where I am for vaccines, don't try to pull my shit up talking about she said she wasn't for vaccines, because at this date and time I am not for vaccines. If my opinion changed later on in time, then that's what that is. But for right now, I'm not for it. It's not for me. It's not for my kid. I'm not doing it. But going into our first topic. I wanted to just first say, like, I'm working on evolving, like, as a person, which means I want to, be more open to making more content, being more, open with my viewers, whether that's vlogging, whether that's doing get ready with me's, or just, just making content, TikToks, whatever the case may be. I want to be more open, show more of my life, and hopefully that brings more, viewers to my surface, and make more people want to be a part of High Times with Brook, because that's essentially, what I'm doing. I want to build a nice audience, and kick it with my people and enjoy the High Times with Brooke. So stay tuned for that. All of that will be coming real soon. I got a little little something. I'm actually excited because I love watching content. So I don't see why I can't make it, so, and it look fun to make it. Like, I love watching, like, little, like, videos of, like, people reenacting shit and just different little stuff like that, so. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Um, but what I wanted to talk about today was, so me as a podcaster, um, of course, I like to watch other podcasts. I don't just do this and not look at, other people in the podcast world. So, just recently this week, I try to watch different ones. I tapped into B Simone's podcast, and um, I would say it's a pretty decent podcast. So one of the things that she was like basically talking about during her podcast was about like being triggered by things. And I don't want y'all to cancel me, but at the beginning of her, telling her story and speaking her piece, the first thing I was thinking was like, can you be too triggered? And I say that because I feel like a lot of people go on like journeys sometimes, and then they just come out of their journey and they just be triggered by everything and any and everything. And, you know, I just feel like it's certain extents to things. Like, I understand, you know, feeling the way you feel and standing on business. I get it. Um, but it just had me at first, like I said, thinking like, all right, that's not nothing to, I don't know. I'm about to tell you about it. So basically, she started it off just saying basically the people around her are like triggering, like when she go out and they, try to like peer pressure you into like, doing, drinking, rather than, congratulating her on her sobriety and continuing to let her be on that journey. Another thing she has said, she had mentioned like she's like vegan or pescatarian because she says she eats fish sometimes. But basically, we're black country family, she basically said like they, of course they gonna eat their pork chops, they meat, their greens, their chicken, their all of that, and she don't eat that. And she was just basically saying how it was so triggering to her for them to keep trying to put that on her. And I guess the reason why, and I can just be wholeheartedly 100 about it, I had just seen Ariana Grande talk about basically the same thing. And she was basically saying like her grandma, she's Italian, she calls her Nonna or something like that. So she like offers her Italian sausages and meatballs and different things like that. And, she just took it like, oh, thank you, Nonna, but, no, thank you. I don't eat that. And when when I had seen B. Simone saying that and her saying like shit like that was like triggering, it just made me feel like, okay, the Ariana Grande approach at first. Because, it's your grandma, older people, they stuck in their ways. I have an aunt. She like, I remember when Kaya was like vegan. She wasn't vegan. Was you vegan? Well, pescatarian. So you never just stopped eating meat as a whole.
I did, but not for long.
So you were vegan.
Vegetarian.
So what's the difference from vegan and vegetarian?
Vegans don't eat anything from animals, so like cheese and
Milk and stuff. Okay. So I remember when Kaya was a pescatarian and my aunt would just be like, oh, I never stopped eating meat. I never stopped eating pork chops and stuff like that, and just different things like that. And it's just, people stuck in their ways. She's been eating like that since she was a child. So, that's just how some older people are. Some older people be like, able to evolve to new things. Like I see some older people like, I stopped doing that and I feel 1,000 years younger. So, it's just the preference thing. But I looked more deeper into it with myself, and I'm like, and just listen to her talk some more, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that it's not triggering. I just found like ways to go around it. Like, when older people tend to like give advice and speak their minds without really having warranted that advice, I tend to just throw it under the rug, brush it under the shoulder. Oh, I never stop eating meat. You need to eat meat. If I stop eating that, and I heard that, I would just, okay, you just talking, you just saying what you saying, rather than for real, in my mind, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm on my journey. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not trying to hear the next person tell me I should I should do what I'm trying to stop doing. And then I started thinking like, okay, I understand why B Simone was like, okay, my friends over here trying to get me to drink and I'm 7 years sober, or saying I'm not as fun because I'm not drinking, or whatever the case may be. And me having to look back on my past experiences, and I'm like, damn, I feel you on that, because I remember it was a point in time in my life where I was drinking heavy, and where I had literally stopped drinking, and my other friend that I had, she was drinking a lot too, and she was ready to stop drinking, but she was trying to have her last little hoorah before she stopped drinking, and she wanted me to stop my sobriety to go forward and have this little hoorah with her so we could stop it together. And it's like, damn, you trying to stop my growth to, I could have went and drank with her and opened that shit back up. Like, you know what? I'll have another drink. It's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I have to look a little bit deeper into what she was saying and not judge what she was saying just off of that, off rip, because literally off rip I'm like, oh, she tripping, she just being triggered too easily and different things like that. But really, B Simone got boundaries, and that's something that I struggle with as a person, um because I feel like this is low key kind of hard for me to talk about, because it's something that I'm working on. So I really, I really, I'm trying to articulate the words to really put it together and talk about it. But like, back, okay, y'all. My thing with like boundaries is I find it hard to like articulate myself without offending the next person. And when you have boundaries, honestly, you shouldn't even really care about how the next person feels, because you should be standing on your business and what your boundaries are. And so for me, I'll be like, I don't know, low key trying to find like loopholes so that, you know, I'm not offending the next person, but I'm also still in my comfort. So I don't know. Boundaries is it's a I feel like it's something that everybody needs to have, because if you don't have boundaries, motherfuckers will just walk all over you. And I feel like, me personally, like I have been victim. And I'm gonna, yes, play a victim card of, just letting shit go with the flow and not having boundaries. So, motherfuckers just let shit, ride until, motherfucker don't have, low key just can't take it no more. Like, for instance, I have a great example. My little cousin, you know, uh, she done popped up a few times. I don't even be playing the pop up shit. But, that's my little cousin. I love my little cousin. And it's like 9 in the morning. And this nigga thinks that it's cool to come, boom, 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 wake up the house. No, no. I don't think that this is okay. Mind y'all, I had a doctor's appointment and all of that, but it's just, just the boundaries of the whole thing. Like, bro, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I don't let you pop up before, different things like that, but at the same time, it's like, what in your right mind thinks that this is okay? So, I had to, set that boundary with myself and, with her. Like, okay, you can't keep letting things that you're uncomfortable with happen just because of who a person is to you, or, just anything. Like, if you're uncomfortable, you don't have to, sit in that uncomfortableness. Like, you have every right to set that boundary, and that's how you feel, you know? So, hey, it's a work in progress. It's very hard, especially when, you're not trying to have the the person offended, or having the beef, or just any type of conflict. Like, I feel like I've had so much conflict in life that I don't too much be wanting to really deal with shit. Like, I just be over it. Like, I don't too much be wanting to argue with people or nothing. Like, you got it. So, but I feel like people are like awakening that in me, like, to the point where I'm like, okay, I gotta start talking, because, and setting these boundaries, because people are just, taking this shit and running with it. And it was just to the point where I'm like, okay, bro, how am I going to set these boundaries? What am I going to do to set these boundaries? And, like, what I'm standing on with boundaries. So I want to share those with you, especially if anybody out there is having like issues with boundaries. I feel like what you need for boundaries is understanding your priorities and the boundaries that you're trying to set, and then communicate them clearly. Like, I said in my previous like video, like, communication is key. Like, if you can't talk to a person and let them know how you feel, like, that's a problem within itself. Because if you around somebody and that's your peoples, you should always be able to speak to them, tell them how you feel. Also, you need to know your limits. Like, know when, something's going to upset you, set you off, just so it don't even get taken there. And just be assertive with it. Like, peer pressure, like I was just talking about earlier. Like, you cannot let somebody change how you're feeling, because that's how you feel. And somebody just trying to change how you feel, like, that's, I don't know, in my eyes, just not cool. And then also just be prepared. please be prepared for people not to accept. I have to sneeze. I'm trying to get it to go away because I'm not trying to sneeze on camera, y'all. Whew, okay, it went away. But just be prepared for them not to accept what your boundaries are. You know, a lot of people could take your boundaries and be like, oh, no, you acting funny, or, just not even take into consideration what your feelings and thoughts are on things. So just be prepared, even if it is conflict. If it is what it is. Like, that's all what boundaries are. And if a person cannot accept your boundaries, they do not need to be in your life. And that's just, what it is. So going into my last segment, it's my music, my song of the week. And I feel like I've been listening to a lot of old Lil Wayne songs. Steady Mobbing. And I love listening to like a song that I used to listen to like back in the day. And it, I still know them lyrics. Like, I've been listening to that shit. And Steady Mobbing came on, and I'm like, damn, bro, I still know these lyrics. So, that is my song of the week. I'm gonna say Steady Mobbing, because I'm like, that nigga snap. And then Knockout with Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj. That's a classic. I love that. That's a deal breaker for me. If y'all peep the pink lip and the pink shirt, I've been feeling that Knockout song this week. But yeah, I love y'all. Stay tuned, stay high, and keep the good vibes going.